Okay, so first of all, congratulations to me on my new YouTube channel. This is my first video, so yeah, congratulations to me on that. Um, and in this video, I want to talk about why I'm making a YouTube channel, like kind of what my goal is with the channel, what my motivation is, like what I'm gonna be talking about and things like that. But before I get into that, I want to kind of qualify for the people who don't understand or don't know what I'm saying. Like when I say God is leading me to do this or God is like telling me to do that. Um, because if you didn't grow up in a church or you haven't taken a personal walk for yourself with God, it's kind of hard to understand really what I mean when I say that. Like it can come off sounding kind of like wild or kind of like outlandish or whatever the case. Um, And so for everybody who don't really know, I kind of want to get everybody on the same page because I am going to be talking a lot on this page about my spirituality and like about God because that is what God is calling me to do. Like in addition to like running my business and having my movement with the HNR and starting a community like with the fluid community and things of that nature. Um, which all falls into the realm of the hottest new revolution, the movement, which I'll get into later on in this video. But first things first, when I say God is like speaking to me or God is leading me to do this or do that, whatever the case, um, you have a lot of folks who say, I know right from wrong. And okay, a person can know right from wrong, but the actions that you're taking and that you're making, are you choosing to make the right actions? Or are you choosing to make the wrong actions? And when you make the wrong actions, do those feel right to you? It's all about, it's like what's your spirit telling you to do. It's a spiritual walk. Um, God exists ultimately in all of us. He made us in his image. Um, and on this walk at the same time, you like Satan is along for the ride, like trying to get you to do the wrong things. And I kind of talked about this in a video I posted on my IG page. Once you find your purpose, you will be tested. Um, and it's a real test. It's not something I just made up. Like I'm currently on my walk with God. Or you can be on the walk with Satan, but I'll get into that. But the best way, and like bear with me because this is new to me as well. I didn't grow up in the church. This is my first time ever really taking a personal walk with God. So I'm just trying to explain it to anybody who might find it a little difficult to understand because um yeah, it's important for everybody to be on the same page when I'm posting my videos so that y'all know what I mean when I say God is telling me or God is leading me to do this or do that. And so have you ever seen the concept on like a cartoon or a TV show where the character um, is faced with a decision and on one shoulder they got like a devil whispering in their ear trying to tell them to do the wrong thing, and then on the other shoulder they got like an angel whispering in their ear trying to tell them like the right thing to do or whatever the case may be. And ultimately the decision that you make or the pattern of decisions that you choose to make will, at the end of the day, decide how your purpose will be used. Can God use you, or are you selling your soul? Um, and that's important to realize. Like if you constantly, you can know right from wrong, but if you constantly are falling under the influence of doing the wrong things, if the decisions that you making have um, pride involved or jealousy, envy, greed, um, uh, uh, like the wrong influences, like are if you're constantly falling under those influences, or are the decisions that you're making involved with being humble, having empathy for people, like being able to like have a respect and treating people how you want to be treated, um, things of that nature. Are you doing the right things or the wrong things? What is your spirit telling you to do? What influences are you listening to? Can God use you, or are you selling yourself out to whatever these influences are that's leading you to do the wrong things? And does that feel good to you? Because God can't use that. Um, and so God speaks more subtly. It's not like a voice coming from the sky. I don't know if I said that. You know, some almighty voice saying, "Oh, my son, I need you to do A, B, and C," or whatever the case. No, God speaks a lot more subtly through different things, different channels that you might come into contact with each and every day. Social media posts, music, nature, whatever the case may be. And it's different um, terminology and words in the Bible. That's why it's important to read your Bible. That can help you better understand the walk, like being able to use discernment. And discernment is basically being able to like tell the difference between whether what something is telling your spirit to do is of God or if it's of Satan. Because the devil, and they say this in the Bible too, like the devil is crafty and he can trick you and have you believing that it's from God, what this post or what like your spirit is telling you to do is from God, like, but it's very deceitful, it's very deceiving. So you have to be able to use discernment and make sure that in this walk you're making the right decisions, so that when God calls you to or when the time comes for you to elevate, will you even make it to that day, or will you end up falling victim to those negative influences? And kind of that's the best way I can explain it right now. If you understand, let me know in the comments, man. Or if you need a better explanation, or if you still got questions, let me know in the comments, and I will try to better explain that in another video. But yeah, that's ultimately what it boils down to, man. You got decent influences, you got negative influences. You can know right from wrong, but what actions are your spirit telling you to do? And you won't even know. Like, once you find your purpose and you start chasing that dream, and you start getting attention and notoriety and like the attention of the world, then you could be initiated into a walk and into a test and not even know that you in one. And it's very real. Like, this is not like something that's just made up. It's before you blow, so to speak, or before you have your big break, you will be tested. And the actions that you take, or that your spirit takes during that test, and you don't know that you're taking it, will determine ultimately what your fate or the outcome will be. Will you end up selling your soul to somebody who will ultimately lord over you and keep you stuck under them? Or will you seek God and seek his kingdom and have him bestow upon you whatever destiny you can dream of, and ain't nobody lording over you or none of that? Yeah. Okay. So let me see where to go. Oh yeah. And when I post videos, don't just look at it as like it's something that's applying to me and applying to my life. I want you, like, I want you to apply it to your life and to yourself as well, because this is very likely a walk or um, everything. Anything that I'm saying can very well just as easily apply to you. So take my stories um, and learn from them. Um, apply them to your own life if you need to, but don't just look at what I'm saying and take it from a perspective of, okay, he's telling his story, that's his life. Like, take what I'm saying and apply it to yourself. Like, damn, okay. Like, really consider it and think about it, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, okay, so definitely get used to me hearing me talk about God a lot, because that's a part of what he's calling me to do. And me and God like this. All right, so let me see. Don't want to. Um, okay, yeah. I won't even say hate. I'm gonna try to do better with making content and videos and stuff like that. Like, I was very resistant and reluctant in the beginning. And I'm doing my best even right now today to get better with that. Because it's important for the promotion of my business. And God is like calling me. It's the God in me, man. Uh, uh, but also through, like I said, through those channels, like subtle cues, I'm using my discernment, and God is calling me to basically be an advocate for his kingdom and the work that he wants to do in his kingdom on this earth with his children by testifying publicly about my own life and the storms and this walk and, man, just everything I've been kind of dealing with and overcoming and persevering over and going through, and how he brought me out of it. Yeah, how he brought me out of it, man. Uh, yeah. So I had initially no clue really what to talk about with this page, with this YouTube channel. But then I saw a post on Threads that was saying, okay, we'll share about 3 of the most important things in my life right now. And that's kind of how I came up with the concept of talking about my personal walk with God, talking about founding the Fluid community, and also talking about my tech company, Address Me. Those are like the 3 major things going on in my life right now. And all of those kind of fall under the umbrella of the movement, the HNR movement, the hottest new revolution. Like, that's what I stand for. And it's kind of like, I know we got the slogan, live your life and love the life you live, regardless of who you piss off in the process. That's kind of like the slogan of the H&R movement. But personally, for me, this is my living my life and loving the life that I live that kind of falls under that umbrella. So my goal is to keep getting better, making videos over time, with subjects and topics becoming more easily to me and more frequently once I catch my stride with making this whole video thing. But yeah, I'm still in the beginning phases, so bear with me, y'all. Like, if I had my choice, like, I would kind of would have done it another way. But humility, obedience, like reverence, listening to God, this is what it is for me. And like I said, God will test you, man. And you want the easy way out, or you want your eternity to be lit, and to be free from nonsense, basically. Um, so my goal is to, oh yeah, I just said that, keep getting better over time with the subjects and the topics that I talk about. Um, and it's also about finding the courage to take a leap of faith and bet on yourself to get started. Um, that's the hardest thing to do with anything, is to just suck it up, man, and get started. Um, and another time that I kind of had to put my feelings to the side and just get started on something that I was kind of eating away at me was with customer discovery, with my tech company, with my app Address Me. Um, so when you creating a company or something like that, it's not as simple as you just come up with a good idea and then you tell a few folks and they're like, oh yeah, that's a good idea, let's go do it. No, you have to actually go out and start doing the research to figure out for yourself whether or not people will actually use this. And you have to put together a package to present to investors and decision makers, to be able to show them like, okay, yeah, I have this idea. I did this research and found out that such and such a group of people would use it, and it could bring this type of value to the world, or whatever the case may be. Like, so you got to come with your T's crossed and your I's dotted. It ain't, um, yeah, it's a process. So I was very hesitant to go out and get started, like talking to customers, talking to strangers, basically asking them if they would need my product. And that's one thing about it, like, and I was kind of salty about it. 'Cause I'm like, okay, imagine creating an app to be able to connect with strangers without having to approach them. Um, but in order to get information and research about that product, you actually have to go out and start approaching strangers. Like, clearly something in me was reluctant to, like, not really wanting to go out and talk to a whole bunch of people, but like, that's just something that I had to do. I had to go out and put those feelings aside and, like, get started. Put everything on the back burner, man, and just get started. That's the hardest thing. Everything, once you do that, over time, things start coming easier. Um, you start getting more confident. You start getting more experience. Um, things come a lot easier. But it's all about getting started, man. Uh, and with that customer discovery, I had ended up signing up with a program at Georgia Tech in 2019 called ATDC. Um, they had like a customer discovery program over there that helped me get started, um, with the customer discovery, much like how, like, God has been kind of ordering my steps, guiding me, and giving me the strength to push forward despite all odds coming against me. And excuse me, kind of, yeah, how that customer discovery program was guiding me, um, through my customer discovery efforts. Like, God is kind of guiding me through my YouTube, through like this YouTube channel, and um, like business decisions, and um, basically just working in me and working through me, um, in that regard. So let me see. And that is God's MO. That's his modus operandi. That's the way he moved. That's how he worked. You suffer up front with God, you end up winning in the end. Um, that's really the only way to do it. You can't choose to walk with God and get a quick victory. It don't work like that. God is going to test you. And that's why so many people would rather do the wrong things and sell their soul for quick fame or quick money or whatever the case may be, because God gonna make you wait for it, and he gonna make you struggle. Well, he not gonna make you struggle, but like, whatever isn't whatever struggles are involved in your life, God is in no rush to change those situations, because those situations are what build character in you. And those situations are what ultimately proves to God whether or not He can use you um, for your purpose, like for His kingdom and for His righteousness and things of that nature. Um, and plus, God wants to see how bad you want it. Want to see how bad you want it before He elevates you. God is definitely going to test you. But once you get the victory from God, no man or woman on this earth can take away what God gave you. I don't care who it is. Um, God, that's kind of where the saying comes from, I believe, as well. Like, God gives and God takes away. Nobody else. Um, nobody. Just know that. Like, once God elevates you, it's solid. But if you sell your soul to a fellow man or somebody coming to you with an offer, or somebody basically telling you how to move, how to do things, um, and you buy into it for money or fame or whatever that person is offering you, this is kind of like a terminology that they use in the Bible as well. It's kind of like you built your house on the sand that's subject to collapse basically at any time. Um, but if you wait on God, if you wait on God, He is going to make sure that your house is solid and that it's built on a rock, and can't nobody on earth shake that destiny or that house or that rock that God has established you in. God will make a table for you in the presence of your enemies. That table that God makes for you, can't nobody affect it, can't nobody influence it, can't nobody take it. So back on the subject at hand with the holy fluid business, that's what the moniker I came up with for the three important things in my life: with God, with the fluid community, with my business, holy fluid business or whatever. Like, so that's with this page, it's kind of like me killing three birds with one stone. Ultimately, what the HNR movement is about is not only just living your life and loving the life that you live, regardless of who you piss off in the process, which is the slogan. But it's also about taking charge of your life and not sitting on the sidelines, just waiting for somebody to come along and hand you a new life or hand you an opportunity to, like, elevate uh, uh, or come up or blow up or whatever the case. But taking responsibility for your life, for your dreams, for your own success, and locking in with God, letting Him lead the way, let Him lead your way to victory. Um, However long He might want you to wait. Um, the H&R movement, it's not about being fluid. It's about being yourself, whoever that is. Confidently and unapologetically, as long as you not hurting other people or other animals. I can't stand people that hurt animals and hurt people, other people, for no reason. If you out here doing that, you're not cool with me. We not rocking. But there's always an opportunity to be able to turn your life around, man. Even if you're making the wrong decisions today, God don't give up on you. God never gave up on me, so I never give up on nobody. Other than that, you don't gotta be fluid to be HNR or to support the HNR movement. You just gotta be confidently you. And as long as you can do that, we probably get along just fine, man. The HNR movement is about my own personal ambitions to do the very best I can within my power and my sphere of knowledge about the world, to offer some much needed healing in the Black community specifically, but also expanding the movement's reach to unite people from every community behind a universal cause, from Asian people to Latino, white, Indian, Black, rich, poor, gay, straight, fluid, whoever. as long as you got a life to live, we support in the HNR movement you to live it to the fullest. That's what the HNR movement is about. As long as you got a life to live, and we support you in living it to the fullest, man. And God said I can do it, so God said I can do it. Play with it if you want to. So yeah, ultimately, man, to wrap up, that's basically what this page is about, the HNR movement, and that's what the movement is in a nutshell. We praise God, we follow God, we serve God, we wait on God, we live our lives unapologetically with confidence, we handle our business and we own businesses, we global, we changing the world for the better, and we some winners. We always gonna get the victory. Know that. Know that. Now watch us work, man. Come join the winning team, the HNR, man. That's it for now. Be safe today. Stay out the way. Take everything one step at a time, one day at a time. Focus on finding yourself and finding your purpose. I love you, King V, HNR.